Just a moment.
Ever wake up as a game developer or publisher and say, gee, I really hope my game releases within a week of both Monster Hunter World's Iceborne expansion and the Link's Awakening remake, and on the same day as Borderlands 3? If you have, congratulations! You're the guy who did that to Daemon Ex Machina. I've wanted to cover this for some time, but then I realized I would have to talk about the story, and to put it bluntly, I have no idea what's happening in Daemon Ex Machina. Okay, I can tell you the backstory at least. Way back when, the moon split apart, and part of it collided with the Earth, causing the sky to turn red and radiate energy that caused various forms of artificial intelligence to turn against humanity. Playing as a mercenary, known as an outer, and piloting a mech, called an arsenal, you take various missions from a group called Orbital to fend off renegade robots of all shapes and sizes, as well as some unruly humans. From there, the story tends to unfold in two ways. Line after line after line of voice text like an acting troupe is narrating a Discord channel, and cutscenes where people stand around and deliver their lines. Mid-mission cutscenes aside, the story is delivered in a very dry, uninteresting way. Most characters have one, maybe two identifiable personality traits, and there are so many characters from so many factions getting shuffled in and out for each mission that it's hard to keep track of them. The one thing saving it is how the dialogue is written. It's like listening to a mid-80s anime's English dub.
It would be pointless to say exactly how long it's been since we last saw each other. Let's just say it's been 7 years.
So even though I had no idea what was going on, aside from a few really slow parts, I was still entertained for the most part. I think Half Coordinated put it best when he said, quote, "Half the cast talks as if they're reading their own incomprehensible poetry, and the other half is rightfully confused. It's wonderful and hilarious." In other words, it's basically written like a Gundam anime. I was pleasantly surprised by how easy to pick up the controls were, largely because most inputs are assigned using common sense. ZL fires the weapon in the left hand, ZR the right. L uses the shoulder-mounted weapon, which, aside from the bigger missile launchers, sits on the left shoulder. Weapons mounted to the pylons can be swapped to using the left and right arrows. It's telling that I could stop playing this game for a few weeks, pick it back up, and spend little or no time relearning how everything works. With mech designers from things like Super Dimensional Fortress Macross and game designers from the Armored Core series, Daemon Ex Machina certainly has the pedigree behind it. Gameplay-wise, I don't have much to complain about. There's a definite learning curve to tracking and shooting enemies at first, particularly the more elusive ones, but the inherent lock-on for most weapons helps a lot with that. So does the Mirage ability, which makes a femto-powered clone that draws aggro and lands some attacks of its own. The game performs pretty well, unless you're playing online. There you're more likely to get dropped frames or slowdown. Otherwise, I only really noticed it in the loading screens, where it doesn't affect anything. The big question is how long Daemon Ex Machina can hold your attention, as some of the environments can get kinda samey, particularly the indoor ones. At its worst, I was getting sewer shark flashbacks. Also, the first slew of missions, while pitting you against different enemy types, can get a bit repetitive before branching to things like stealth and chase missions. Over the course of the game, you can salvage or earn new weapons and arsenal pieces, or buy them from the shop, or develop them in the factory. The massive variety of each means you can end up playing through most of the game however you want. Want a fast, lightweight arsenal? You can do that. Want a heavy tank that can absorb an entire army's worth of bullets? You can do that too. Flamethrower? Sure. Sniper rifle? Go right ahead. Acid grenades? Why not? Swords and shields? This isn't a Zelda game, but you can do that too. And if you're an analytics nerd, the game has tons of stats and graphs and performance charts you can use to fine-tune every part of your machine. I need to reel myself in a bit. I'm starting to sound like a used car salesman.
So remember this, if you'd like to get fucked and hooked real hard, before you buy a car, come down here. Let Ralph Williams do it. Why not?
Even the outer gets a facelift now and then. And by facelift, I mean surgically enhanced body parts. They upgrade both the outer's and the arsenal's abilities, since you can walk around outside of your arsenal. But they come at the cost of looking like those crash dummy junk bots. Yes, changes can be reverted, and yes, you can customize both the outer's appearance and the arsenal's. Daemon X Machina likes rewarding the player not just with achievements or parts, but cosmetics. It'll do this for accomplishing certain milestones, finishing certain objectives, and also for finding and scanning various images hidden on the mission grounds. I don't know how effective Jungle Camel will be with helping an arsenal blend into the sky, but hey, I'm the guy who covered my arsenal in pizza, so what do I know? One thing that caught me off guard was Daemon X Machina's soundtrack, which varies from sounding like Ace Combat, to Armored Core, to the heavier tracks of Killer Instinct, and that's a combination I can get behind. I don't know how well Daemon X Machina sold, but it is apparently still being supported by its development group. A month ago, an update hit which added some skills and stat balances, as well as a new co-op mode called Probe Order, where a group explores the futuristic equivalent of a dungeon. I'm not over the top in love with Daemon X Machina, but I do still enjoy it. While lacking in certain presentation aspects, I ultimately like the gameplay, the customization allowing for multiple approaches to each mission, the soundtrack which is in regular rotation on my MP3 player, and the ice cream. Yes, this is a thing in this game. I wanted mech action shoot bang, and I got mech action shoot bang. I can always go elsewhere for the more artsy stuff.
Don't be rude just because my art's too high concept for you.